So some of the elements that we want to look at as far as continuous transformation and what, again, digital transformation has tried to do, but has been lost in the repositioning of digital transformation as a singular event. The ability to craft a clear strategy focused on business value. A lot of that comes from knowing and being able to connect from an IT department perspective. What is your impact on your organization? And it's very easy to say, we're the lifeblood of the organization, we're the nervous system, we're the heartbeat, whatever you want to say. But being able to tell the finance department, you guys wanted to do X, Y, and Z, or you did create this innovation. This is the work that's required from our side of things to make sure that that is not just a supported change, but also a maintained day-to-day operation. Being able to communicate that is incredibly important because, of course, if we're not building buy-in across the organization, it becomes very, very challenging to do things like implementing multi-factor across an organization, which has been one of the more consistent challenges that we hear from our customers and IT leaders generally when we meet at conferences or different events and meetings. Multi-factor implementation has been very challenging. Even in spaces where there is a regulatory requirement to do it, for some reason, we still see a requirement from those IT departments, maybe even the IT leader themselves, to actively create buy-in, to address frustration, and to persuade people that this is going to be valuable for them and for the organization. And that just further shows that even in situations where people are forced to do something by an external force like regulatory policy, there still needs to be convincing. And that's just the reality of that. There's no reason to fight that, and we can't fight that. Building buy-in, being persuasive, understanding what is going on across your organization and where the pushback, hurdles, or landmines might be, that's just as important as knowing your security posture from a technical perspective. Building a strong talent bench with in-house engineers. And this is a fantastic concept from a digital transformation perspective, but understanding the staffing challenges that we're seeing across the IT landscape, that's easier said than done. So with continuous transformation, how do we adapt and adjust to whatever your current reality is? That's, again, continuous transformation, continuous adaptation. Distributed technology that allows teams to innovate independently. There are a whole host of resources that can fit into that category or under that headline, but figuring out what the right fit for you is always going to be the challenge. What the right fit is for you is always going to be the challenge. There are always going to be technologies that sound great, and there are more than a few technologies that can do the job well. But it's a matter of time. So that's where I would say for us as resellers, we work to make sure that we are providing information, knowledge, and updates that are relevant to the customers we work with. Not every partner that we work with, not every manufacturer we work with is going to be the right fit for every customer we work with. But that's our responsibility, and anybody that you might work with, that's their responsibility to know you well enough or to take the time to learn and understand you well enough that they're bringing things to you that are relevant to you. They're bringing things to you that are a value add. It's not just about finding somebody that you can submit a purchase order to and does what you tell them to do. It's about finding somebody that understands the goal that you have and isn't going to waste your time and drag you into, a never-ending sea of meetings just because they want to. It's about finding somebody who's going to be able to bring you things that you just don't have time to search for. And all the time that you have in a day and all the things that you have to do, there's going to be something that slips through the cracks. So allowing somebody like us to be that person that helps you to see what maybe you missed or find information that you would not have known is out there, that is a great value that I think we provide at DOF Creations and that any good vendor partner is going to provide to you. It's not just about, sitting around waiting for you to call and say you want to buy something. It's about helping to make sure that you're informed of what's going on. And that might be new policies. That might be, like we talk about at DOF all the time, free resources that you can utilize based on what you've already purchased or what might be publicly available, particularly with Homeland Security and some of the government entities that are providing knowledge, training, and resources to support, particularly in the public sector, as well as nonprofits. All of those things are valuable. Just because it doesn't necessarily have a price tag on it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that it won't create an impact for you. Access to data that teams can use as needed. I think that fits well under the ability to craft clear, focused business strategies or business value. You need to make sure that you know what the value is, and then what metrics and measures are you using to quantify or demonstrate that value. And then strong adoption and change management. The adoption piece, again, is where we talk about buy-in. We keep talking about buy-in, but at the end of the day, if you don't have buy-in, there won't be adoption.